Hey people, Cade Slinky, how we doing? So, what a 24 hours that was. Yeah, we've had some balance changes that I'm sure 99.9% of you already know. And I just thought I'd just do a quick discussion about it, my feelings of it, and really, I've had time to digest it, and I don't think it's as bad as we kind of first thought it was going to be. First, I mean, everyone seems to be pointing a finger at poor Unshi. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I think this would have happened either way. I know they're kind of, I feel like they're kind of pointing a finger at him, saying like it's because he's arrived. But I do think this kind of meta change for the summoners would come in place in the future anyway. So I felt a bit sorry for Unshi being pointed, but I think he's just brought the attention of just how powerful summoners are. And yes, we'll all can admit, do you know what I mean? If you've got them and you've gone quite high, they can do you really well in this game. So in a way, I kind of expected this was going to happen one day. And the meta does change. It's not just the only game to do this. Do you know what I mean? Every other game out there is exactly the same. Do you know what I mean? The meta changes, even in the 40k world of boarding. Do you know what I mean? It happens. They bring out new codexes. The meta changes in the armies. So it's going to happen in games as well, and it's going to happen this time. This is not the first time it's going to happen, and it's not going to be the last time this is going to happen. So yeah, I just thought I'd like to just say that first. Do you know what I mean? This is a meta change. It's not going to be the end of the world. We're going to have to play these characters so much different than we did before, but all in all, I don't think it's that bad. So let's have a quick look through. I'm not going to go through all of the buff because you've probably all read it anyway. So Aleph-null. So he's changing. So the Scarab Swarms in game have the flying trait now and have energy damage, not piercing. So the change is summons 2 Scarabs as before next to the target who immediately attack using a damage type piercing. So that hasn't changed. But any other attacks after they use energy. So it's their first kind of pincing move. It's going to be lethal, but after that, and then it's just going to be more energy. So the improvement, the repair action from the mechanic trait, and the Aleph-null's passive ability, the Fabricator Claws, now resurrect the swarm members that have been destroyed before. And that's a really good improvement for this as well. So all in all, I mean, he's been kind of nerfed before, and I still think he's a powerful kind of character in the game. So I don't think this is too much of a bad change. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it's going to be annoying using him, but it's just as annoying kind of when you're playing against him, how bad he can be. So we've all been there when there's been loads of Scarabs everywhere. So it's the only ideal situation is when you're playing kind of like the campaign or anything like that. It does help. So yeah, it might be a bit of a nerf when you're doing missions or campaigning, when you're playing not against people, more the environment. So all in all, Aleph-null, I don't think is that bad. Like I say, it was due a bit of a nerf stroke improvement anyway. Well, it's more like a balance. I wouldn't say it's a nerf or a buff really. It's more of just a change, the change in how he's going to play. So they've already reduced the multiple madness of the Scarabs in the past. Blah de blah de blah. We've made a change to keep an eye on the PvE, especially in the early stages on this campaign. The swarms are used against you. With the piercing damage top, 80% damage goes through your armor. With the energy, 30% of the damage goes through your armor. So yeah, that's the most thing. The difference between energy and piercing, you'll notice it, but that's going to be after the second kind of hit anyway. So they're still going to be lethal when you first send them out. So like I say, all in all, I don't think Aleph-null is that much of a bad thing, to be fair. A bit of a balance, so it's pretty good. Yarrick. Now Yarrick is going to be a bit different. So he does summon 2 now instead of 4, plus 1 for each unit. Character or a summon, and that's good. That's got the summon as well. So you've lost during a battle, who immediately fire upon the target in range of Yarrick, random 3 hexes within range. So the maximum number of Cadian guardsmen can be summoned is 4 or 5 over level 36, and they also increased his health by 25%, and that's a good improvement, to be fair, because I think he was okay, he could take a good hit anyway. And also the guardsmen now behave much better. Made it so the guardsmen are smart and more useful, and decided would be a good change for all summons. And yeah, I think they were okay. Yeah, sometimes they got a bit too close, but when you're playing a boss, sometimes they can get up high and get in your way. So that'd be interesting to see how that kind of mechanic works. But all in all, again, you've just got to play Yarrick different. How many times in the game have we kind of, you've got Archimatos, and Yarrick, and it's going to be a case of just using Archimatos first. How many kind of blood letters do you lose within that first kind of 1-2 rounds? So as soon as you've lost 2 blood letters, Yarrick's back at his kind of full strength of Cadians. Just send him in for the next wave, and you're back to your 4 or 5. So I just think it's going to be more tactical. Instead of using him straight off, you're going to have to just literally delay his play now. That's all it's going to be with Yarrick. So again, I don't think it's too much of a bad nerf. It's more of a balance with him. Be interested to see just a difference in him. Like I said, I don't think there's going to be much difference. I still think he's going to be such a great character in the game. Like you say, it's just not going to be one of them that you kind of use first. And that goes down to be fair, if you have got him, I tell you where he's more useful at the moment is get your use in, let's have a look, in these, we go to the mirrors. So the Fall of Cadia and the Archimatos mirror. So if you haven't done many of them missions and you've got Yarrick in your team, now's the time to kind of use him while you can, because I do find in them missions, in the mirror missions, they were easy to just get that first wave out, especially in the Archimatos mirror. Do you know what I mean? Getting that first wave of Yarrick, getting his troops out there if you've got him, does really help you get through the missions much quicker. So that's the only kind of difference I'm going to see with him, is again in the missions, the campaigns, that you're not going to be able to send that first wave to keep the enemy occupied while you get the rest of your team to cause the damage after. So yeah, if you've got him, before he gets this different balance, what are you going to call it, make sure you use him where you can, get use out of him while he still has the fall. So that's Yarrick. So, but all in all, like I say, I don't think it's that much of a difference. Yeah, it's a bit of a different change, but again, it's just going to be, you're going to have to play it differently, more tactical, do you know what I mean? Hence the word Tacticus, do you know what I mean? That's what this game is all about, is the tactics. And finally, Archimatos. So, the blood letters summoned by the Master Archimatos do minus 29% damage compared to before. 29% is not too bad. It could be a lot worse. They do hit pretty hard anyway, so I don't think that's too bad. The improvement is they will do 1 additional hit against psychers. So that's really big. That's a really big buff for this guy, especially against the Tyranid bosses. Do you know what I mean? You send in a swarm now, yeah, you got minus 29%, but they're all going to have an extra hit. So yeah, it's going to be an extra, my maths is terrible, 61% extra damage per each one. So that's crazy. And it's not just the Tyranids as well. It's going to be up against psychers in the game, like Eldron, Tigurius, do you know what I mean? All them psychers, when you're against them, do you know what I mean? You could just be sending out your blood letters against them and it's just going to rip them apart. So Archimatos is kind of, excuse me, a kind of different balance. Again, I don't think it's too much of, and I wouldn't say it's a nerf to be fair, yeah, a bit less damage, but it's still going to be sending out the same blood letters, and if not, they're going to be better against psychers. So again, I don't think it's that bad all in all. What else have we got? No, that's about it really. So to just talk again a bit more about him. So yeah, like I say, all in all, I don't think it could be a lot worse, I think. But let's not forget, this is just 3 summoners. This is 3 heroes that do summons. That has been balanced. There is tons more other characters out there that you can use. I mean, I do think there's going to be more balancing coming out for other characters, because there's other characters out there that are going to shine so much more better now. So yeah, this ain't going to be the end of balancing at all. Do you know what I mean? So let's not kind of get away with ourselves, get angry, I'm not going to play the game or anything like that, because there's more going to be coming. And don't forget, there's more characters to come into this game. So these new characters are going to change and react to different ways how we play in this environment of the game. So they know what characters, they know the next couple of factions that are coming out. They're in their mind, they know what kind of characters are going to bring. So they've kind of got to balance it ready for these characters to come out. I do like to say, with Onshi coming, do you know what I mean? I think he's kind of brought it on quicker. I do think there's going to be other characters that's going to be similar to Onshi, where this would have happened anyway. But yeah, this naughty boy here, he's going to, he's caused a lot of trouble, and he's not even on the board yet. But I don't think it's the case of, oh my god, panic stations, Onshi's going to do this, he's going to break the game, let's change it now. I think this would have happened in later time anyway. So I just think Onshi's brought it on, that's all. So, but like I said, let's not forget, do you know what I mean? This is 3 characters in the game. 3 great characters, don't get me wrong. but there's so many more other great characters like Morgan Ra, Eldron, do you know what I mean? All of the Tau, I wish the Orcs. Mostly got Volk, do you know what I mean? Abaddon, he has his ways. Calgar, do you know what I mean? He's absolutely amazing. Bellator. Let's not forget, some of these, Ross Wither, do you know what I mean? I could carry on. This is just 3 characters that have had a bit of a change. There's going to be more to come. Get used to it. Like I say, the great thing about these developers is they do listen and they will try. And if it doesn't work, I do believe they will find another way of balancing them out. So there we go. I've chatted long enough about it, like I say. Please let me know what your thoughts are. I hope you've kind of sunk in a bit now. Don't get me wrong. When I first read this, I was like, wow, this is game breaking, changing. But after I digested it and thought about it and thought, do you know what? It's not that bad. It really is not bad. We've got this kind of stone coming out, which is in the next patch after, which is about a month time. So you've got a good month to kind of try them out. I'm not too sure with a stone where I kind of sit with it. I like the idea, but I also, in other games, we have, as I've said, we have these changes and you don't have a stone to change it after. So the only way I see a stone being good is if it's a new character and you've invested all that time and then they change it within a week. And then I do believe then a stone or some kind of resetting would come into play. But because these have been out for so long and we kind of knew it was coming, hey-ho, the stone's going to be a free bonus, I think, for people that have had chance. But I do believe once you play with these guys for a month, you'll realise, actually, it isn't all that bad. And that's where we're going to end the video. So like I said, let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video, my little chat about these changes. Don't forget to check out some other videos, and I've got more videos coming soon next week. Take care, bye-bye.